Next time on the Real Housewives of New York City reunion.
I don't know if she's still with Scott.
I'm sorry, I deserve a Emmy if that's the case.
You made yourself look bad. I didn't want a show.
When you talk loud, you sound like a moron.
I mean, you're not Adele, Luann.
Take that and shove it up your ass. How's that?
How dare you put me in the fish room? Oh!
How can you tell my friends that you're trying to break into society as you're reaching your 70s?
All right,
Seen a lot at a reunion. I've never seen that.
You don't live in New York. Let's just not get it twisted.
Doesn't matter.
It does matter.
We have to talk about your comment about Dennis being on drugs.
Oh, gosh, that's terrible.
As you know, I slipped.
When did you slip?
You failed yourself.
Give me a break.
I'm not gonna give you a break.
You'll all attack me later. Get on your boxing gloves. It's fine.
Okay, well, where are you going?
I'm gonna pee. 2 seconds.
Look at him.
Next time on the Real Housewives of New York City reunion.
I don't know if she's still with Scott.
I'm sorry, I deserve a
Hey guys, Brody Brown here with the one and only Ramona Singer. We are here to talk all about Real Housewives of New York and the finale. The reunion
Triple reunion.
The triple reunion starts this Thursday. How are you feeling going into the reunion?
Because I'm seasoned, I've been on the show for 11 years, I knew exactly what I'd be in the hot seat for. So, but of course it's always not comfortable when you get those pointed questions, I must admit.
How, can you rank it? Is it like the gnarliest? Is it the toughest? Where does it?
I think our reunion basically mirrored image the show this season.
Yeah.
People really loved the show this season. It had a different flavor to it. We related to each other in a much more different way, and nothing got very toxic. So the reunion, yeah, there's a lot of craziness going on, but we all walked away in a friendly place, which is, I think, unheard of with most franchises.
Yeah, and as a group, you seem almost even closer this season.
I think we've come to a better understanding of each other. And I think it's because, you know, you had Bethany coming in very raw with the death of Dennis, and you had Luann coming in very raw with the dissolution of her marriage and the whole situation with her children and rehab. So because they were so raw, it made us all become more raw.
Yeah.
And it was just a different dynamic that I think I enjoyed more being around them.
We see in the preview for the reunion, you say to Luann that she had failed herself after she relapsed. Where do you stand with her now?
No, I'm in a good place with Luann. I admire her tremendously. Listen, no one's perfect. People fall down, but you have to be able to get yourself back up.
Do you think she can remain sober?
You know what? That's a hard question. I think she's really trying hard, and I really hope for her sake she will. And I think, you know, she fell hard, and I don't think she wants to fall again.
Yeah.
It's all up to her.
Of course. Will you ever attend another Cabaret show?
I probably will. I mean, it was just, you know, that time the Cabaret show was we were winding up filming, and it was the last week we were filming, and all of us just didn't want to sit there, you know, because, you know, I get like spilkus, you know, and I like talking and energizing. To sit there for 2 hours when I've already supported her show a number of times, I didn't want to.
Yeah.
Nor did the other girls. Like, all right, let me have a party for Sonia and Dorinda. So, of course, Luann wasn't happy. You had to do it that night, but that was really the only night with the last scheduling of filming that could be done.
That makes sense.
Plus, it was a good excuse not to go.
Yeah. Oh, and she knew that. Luann was like, wait, Ramona, you're trying to wriggle out of this. In that finale episode, we see Barbara at Luann's concert, and Barbara said, someone sitting next to her, oh, Luann can't really sing. What do you feel about that when you see that?
Well, I think, you know, it might have might have been a little edited. She might have said some more things beside that, like, you know, Luann uses auto-tune. A lot of people use auto-tune. She's not really a professional singer. I think she kind of said that first, and they just kind of forgot all that part and made it very juicy, which is, you know, fun to see, but hurtful to Luann.
Do you think it was hard for Barbara to gel with the group this year?
It was impossible for Barbara to gel with the group. I don't think she knows how to gel with more than one person at a time. I think I even had the discussion with her in Miami about that. And you know, she finally gelled with us when we all were cooking lunch. We made it together, and of course Luann wasn't there. And I think she was so busy trying to protect Luann and keeping Luann away from me and Dorinda and this one and that one, that immediately set a separation with everyone. So she just did not start off on the right foot, or was able to get her foot back into it in a correct way.
Do you think she could come back next season and could
You know, it's not my decision. I have no clue.
Okay. You know, we saw at one point when you guys were on a trip, Sonia goes to an AA meeting with Luann. Do you think Sonia has a drinking problem?
Well, I don't. You have to tell me. You answered that question. What do you think? You've been
Well-
watching her for how many years? What do you think? Do you think she has a problem?
I mean, now I'm curious about your opinion.
No, I'm asking your opinion. She's,
Okay.
you know what? I don't want to. I'm not a doctor. I mean, what can I say?
We heard that Sonia and Tinsley had a little bit of a tiff over Pride. Were you there for that?
Kelly Todd actually, or rather Dodd, I call her Todd because I never pronounce anything correctly. Guacamole, you know,
Oh, I
whatever.
know.
Millennium. So Kelly Dodd came to my house and she showed me the video. And I was quite shocked, to tell you the truth. I thought it was like, are you kidding me? I mean, I was like cringing.
Who were you shocked by in that?
Both of them. You know, it's what, I
Interesting.
mean, Sonia went off the rail, which I don't understand why, but then Tinsley just jumped right in. Tinsley, you know, when Sonia gets, I've learned when Sonia or Dorinda get to that crazy level, that maybe when they had a few too many drinks
Yeah.
or whatever, you just have to shut it down by just ignoring it or just saying, oh, okay, sorry, because it just, you can't win with them. And it just escalates to this level that is just horrible.
People really love your friendship with Kelly Dodd. It feels so unexpected. Why are you two so close?
Well, what happened was, I'm very close to Avery, as you know, and she chose a trip to go together. We went to Spain.
Yeah.
And we went to Barcelona. We went to Madrid. No, not Madrid. Yeah, Madrid. And then she said, let's go to a resort place. And I said, how about Ibiza? She said, oh, no, Mom, it's too much action for you. You're not going to, you know, you won't be able to handle that. I'm like, you know what? I'm
Have
definitely
you
young at
seen
age.
the show? Come
Yeah,
on.
yeah. My mind may not be working so correctly, like, for instance, with that angel ball, oh, my God. But my body is working ageless. So we went to Ibiza, and part of the reason why I went was I knew a couple that would be there. This married couple, they go there every year for a month. They have some older kids, and they were having some people join them. And all of a sudden, some of the girls that were there was Kelly.
Yeah.
And we just bonded immediately. I mean, she's always happy and smiley and energetic and just rolls with the flow and just easy breezy. So we became close.
I love that. Wait, we need to talk about that ageless body because those bikini Instagram
Thank
shots,
you,
you
thank
look
you,
incredible.
thank
What is the secret to this?
I've just been, you know what, I'm doing a lot of combinations. So I'm doing Exhale, which is all about core fusion.
Okay.
I do free weights. I do core training. I do tennis. And I run. I intermittently, I run like for a mile on a treadmill. So it's working.
You're constantly active,
Yeah,
basically.
and vodka. I'm not drinking so much wine anymore. I'm drinking vodka because wine, I think, has too. I love my wine. Don't get me wrong. I still drink the wine, but I start off with the vodka. You know, unless someone's going to order a really good bottle of wine, I'm not going to get that wine by the glass for $15, $20. Unless you're going to get that good bottle of wine, I'm not wasting my calories on that. And I don't eat dessert. I eat healthy. You are what you
Never.
eat.
And the skincare. You
Oh
have
yeah,
the skincare.
Ageless by Ramona. That's the only product I've been using. That definitely changed my skin. I always use sunblock, lots
Okay.
of water, and I get like 10 hours of sleep a night.
That's the secret.
So, it's everything. It's everything.
Back to the finale. We saw this scene where you were criticizing Tinsley about how expensive her dress was. And it feels like you can freely critique her, but she sort of bristles at that. What's your...
Well, I just meant, I think that was in Miami, right? I said, well,
Yeah.
for spending that much money, it doesn't look so great on you because she has a beautiful body and her boobs are like flattened out and mushy and she has beautiful, gorgeous breasts. So, I mean, she bought it, I think, because of the name and the print, but she didn't buy it for the fit. I mean, you buy something that fits you well and looks good on you.
Do you think you're ever a little too hard on Tinsley?
You know, probably, but no one else is. And I just feel like no one is really telling her the truth. And she is a beautiful girl, and I feel like she doesn't need so much makeup. I mean, you saw that episode where she answered the door with no makeup on and crying and red, and she was like, I'm like, oh my God, you look like you're 18 years old. Like, you know, and when she puts all the makeup on, it ages her, you know?
Yeah.
And, but, you know, that's her security blanket, you know?
Tinsley, when you guys were talking to her about Scott, and then Luann, when you guys are at that dinner where she's going out with Bethany, both of them complained about some gang-up mentality. Do you feel that's ever fair? Do you think that the Housewives ever gang up on one person at a time? Have you felt ganged up on by the group?
Oh my God, yeah, I feel ganged up, absolutely, and it's a horrible feeling. And when I first did the show, I was ganged up a lot. I remember my first reunion or second reunion, Bethany and Jill ganged up on me to the point where I was in bed for 2 days. And my ex-husband said, listen, it's like giving childbirth, you'll forget it. But they sit you opposite the couch because they want you as adversaries because you're looking in the eye. So if you're on the side of somebody, you can't really fight with them or argue. But if you're like this, you're making eye contact and all of a sudden you get fired up. And I was across from Jill and Bethany. And I remember Jill said, well, I don't want any of us to be together. We should separate. Everyone should be separate because she didn't want us to be friendly. And they two of them went after me and I didn't know how, I didn't have verbal skill. I mean, I'm not quick-witted like Bethany. I don't have that sense of humor. I'm not quick-witted like Dorinda. I mean, I'm smart, but I'm just slow in the responses. When someone pushes me, I retreat sometimes into a shell because it's like growing up with all that noise and abusive sounds. You just kind of want to hide under the covers. But I think I'm learning to say and hold my own. So I think I've gotten better, but you know, it's all what it is.
Well, we see you and Bethany go at it in the reunion. What can you tease about that?
Well, you know, I was shocked by my own unfiltered comment when I said, how smart can Dennis be if he was doing drugs? I mean, obviously it's never smart to do drugs, but it's not very tasteful to talk about it upon someone's death. I mean, I met Dennis, we had a connection, he was a lovely man, a great father, and I felt terrible. I even called up his family, his wife, because they were still married. I called up his wife and his children to apologize. And, you know, she was really sweet. She said, you know, Ramona, I know who you are. And I know you don't have a mean bone in your body. And I know how nice you are. And it just didn't come out right. And I get it. And it's okay. I'm like, oh, God. So, yeah.
Did that feel like one of the bigger foot in the mouth moments you've had on the show?
I think it's my hugest, yeah. My hugest. Because you know what? You have to respect the people who pass on for whatever reasons. And it wasn't, you know, yes, we're on a reality show. Yes, it was something that was unfiltered. It was a private moment. But see, what makes me so good on the show is I forget the camera's there.
I know. We love that about you.
I forget the camera's there. And the reason why, again, growing up, you hear a lot of noise, arguments, whatever. You have to shut it all out. So from the moment I started filming, I never noticed the cameras. I was never nervous because I could block them out. So I don't even know they're there when they're filming me. I'm like, oh my Lord, I can't believe it.
But you're the OG housewife of this cast.
Yes.
What's kept you there for so long?
Probably my unfiltered personality. I don't know. You know, I don't know. I think because I try. Well, I am real. I'm real. What you see is what you get. Sometimes I can be. I think I'm entertaining. You know, I always usually have a smile on my face. I think I always try to get the group to like each other and be, you know, the person to get everyone to get along. I think because I'm real and people relate. And I think, you know, I've been on it because people saw me first coming on as a woman married for, you know, 20 years with a beautiful daughter in a major business. And they see me evolve to getting divorced and being heartbroken and yet getting over that and now being friendly with my ex-husband. And they see me raise a daughter from like 12 now to 24 who's like a beyond special woman in every way. And I think they can relate to that. And they see I'm social and I make mistakes and I fight, but I make up quick. I mean, I do fight, but I make up quick. I don't, see, unlike these other women, I don't hold a grudge. Life is too short, ladies. Don't hold grudges, and gentlemen.
Well, I think that's also how you become such a versatile and eternal housewife. You can stay on so long because you can get over it and roll with the punches.
Right.
You talked about Mario. It was so exciting for longtime fans to see Mario back on the show. What's your relationship like with him today? Because you know so many people are still rooting for you two to get back together.
You know, we're just friends at this point, and I just realized for the sake of my daughter, it was very important for me to have a healthy relationship with him. And we have a healthy relationship with him. I do, and my daughter, and we now go to dinner together as you know, as a new family, a modern family.
Yeah.
And I advise all people who get divorced, you can't hold on to that anger. You know, you gotta let it go. Let it go. Yes, he hurt you. Yes, she hurt you. Maybe she cheated. Maybe he cheated. Maybe he, whatever. You gotta let it go because you know what? The children need their parents, and nothing is worse when a mother or father pits one against the other. That is the worst thing you can do emotionally for a child. And to me, my daughter's emotional health is #1. So I sucked it up.
No, but it's great. Did you ever think that you and Mario would be in this good of a place?
Listen, he was a great father and husband for 20 years, so yeah, I did.
Okay, that's good. You had faith in him. We always, at the end of the season, there's always a possibility that the cast could stay the same or get shaken up. Who would you bring back if you could?
Oh gosh, you know, I don't know. Who would I bring back? I mean, I liked Carol on the show, but then when someone's off the show, the dynamics change. And so I really loved our dynamics this year. Personally, I'd keep it just the way it is.
Oh, I like that.
With just the ones who hold the apples.
Right. Wait, so does that mean?
You know what that means without me saying it, that's all.
You're still pretty close with Jill Zarin, correct?
Yeah, she's a lovely woman. She gave me some really beautiful rugs that I love. You know, they complement my expensive rugs. They're very reasonable and they're beautiful quality and they look great.
You've hung out with her and her boyfriend?
Yeah, well, we're in the same similar, sometimes we're in the same similar circle. In fact, wait, this is really funny. Jill's like, Gary, do you have any men for Ramona to meet? Do you have any? He's like, well, I have this one guy, but I'm not sure if she'll like him. I don't know if he's strange looking or not. I'm not sure. And then he brought him over, and Jill's like, Gary, what were you thinking? He goes, I told you. It was kind of funny.
So it was not a match.
No.
We
no.
know you have a high bar to meet.
I don't know if it's a high bar. I just know what I like. A lot of people get involved with relationships, and I've heard this gentleman I met the other day. His friend says, you meet a girl and you stay in it hoping it'll work, and you stay in too long because a lot of people are just lazy, or they don't want to spend the effort, or they just are willing to settle. And
do you think Jill could ever come back to the show? We thought for sure she'd be more of a friend this season.
I think it's like relationships. Things change. People come in and out of your life. The friends, there's certain girls I'm closer to at certain times in my life, and I just think the time has passed. It just doesn't gel as well as it used to. Just things shift.
Yeah. If people weren't watching closely, they might have missed it, but in the finale episode, Dorinda accidentally called John her husband. Do you think Dorinda and John could ever get married?
I don't think so.
Why not?
Why not? Because if she was going to, she'd be, they'd be living together at this point.
Yeah.
She'd be engaged at this point, even if they're not living together. I think she's already had 2 successful marriages. I think she's very happy with the way that things are right now. She's able to actually, maybe she has the best of both. It kind of reminds me of that Gwyneth Paltrow she's a modern marriage. They have 2 separate homes.
Conscious coupling. Oh,
conscious coupling.
With Brad, her new husband.
Yes.
They live separately.
That's very interesting, because you know what? I have another girlfriend who started spending so much time with her boyfriend. She's like, what? It's too familiar. There's no romance. So, if you spend some time apart, it's more romantic when you see each other, and yet you still do your own thing. So I think once you've had children and you're older in your position, not older necessarily age-wise, but older in what you've achieved in life, married, children, family, already 1 marriage under your belt or 2, maybe that's the way to go.
I like that. Would you ever leave the show? Are you in it to win it?
I always say I'll stay in the show as long as I have a fun time doing it. Yes, it's a job, but I've always been very passionate about what I do with all my businesses, and being a buyer for Macy's and this and that and the other thing. And as long as I really enjoy doing it, I'll keep doing it. You
were talking before about dating, but I feel like the New York show has the most single housewives. Why is that? Is it hardest to date in New York?
I don't know. I think because as women, like you said, we've all been married.
Yeah.
We all have children. And we all are financially independent. So we don't need to get married. We don't need a man. And we all have very fulfilling lives through whether it's our charitable work, through our friendships, through our children, through whatever. So it's just like, it's just different in New York. It's just such a, fast-paced, busy place. You don't have to have a partner to be happy. And that's what I'm really realizing too, that because I look at now my friends, I'm being more analytical. The ones that are married wish they were single. The ones that are single wish they were married. I mean, no one has anything perfect.
Right.
And you just have to be happy with yourself and surround yourself with positive people.
Ramona, it sounds like you're in such a good place.
Yeah, I feel like I am.
Good. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Make sure you catch the Real Housewives of New York reunion, 3-part reunion starting this Thursday. Thank you again.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.